Peace, beloved. Peace. Thank you for listening to that dark synth wave like you were in the club in Blade #1. It's your homie, Young Content, the unofficial sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness and contentment. And I have a councilman in the building, an actual councilman. He worked for DC law office. He's now in the NFT space. I'm just joking about the DC law office. But we do have a councilman, Jeremy Stormsky. What's going on, bro? I'm so happy to have you here.
Pleasure to be here, young man. Been touching base with you for a long time. Glad we finally got to make it happen, you know. So, just pleasure to be here, dude.
Dude, it's an honor, especially I know you have a busy schedule. You do a lot of cool meditation. You're kind of like me. You stay out in nature, but you also stay in the ethernet of things, in the meta. So that's cool.
No, that's actually not too far off the case, man. Living out here in Ireland, my real job is marketing and media management for this adventure and activity center, and so I actually spend a ton of time running around the countryside, making people laugh, doing all sorts of crazy stuff with them, you know. So quite
Nice.
literally outdoor meditation, so to say, you know.
Dude, and you got the sick stash, too. Everyone compliments the stash, man.
Dude, can we get the elephant out of the room with the stash though? Or maybe I'm the only one dealing with this. Do you find it to be the most incredible thing when you have to put on a face mask? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Incredible to put on a face mask with it?
no, incredibly annoying.
It's annoying,
Like,
yeah. The hair
oh,
starts
dude,
frilling up. They go in your
oh,
nostrils when you take it off.
yeah, I've debated so many times cutting it off. Like, I had this because of COVID, but it's almost come off because of COVID as well. You know
Dude,
what I
you
mean?
definitely have. You give me the Don Quixote. I used to have the long little beard, too. And V for Vendetta, Don Quixote vibes.
Yes, yes.
I could already tell that you're a man of many talents, an inquisitive man. So, I want to know, how's your day, first and foremost?
First and foremost, man, honestly, being here in Ireland, it has been a hell of a day because in Ireland they have a saying, it takes rain to make rainbows, so that means it rains a lot here in Ireland. But today we had like one of the nicest days of the year so far. So while all the chaos was unfolding around Illuvium, I actually got outside a bit, enjoyed some of the sun, soaked it up. I think I even look a little bit rouge on the webcam,
Oh,
so to
yeah. Yeah,
say.
no, that's a nice bronzer you got on. That's not a bronzer, that's nature's bronzer right there.
That's
Beautiful, bro.
exactly.
It's awesome. Did you have fun out there? I mean, I know there was chaos in the balancer.
Yeah, man, it was good. We've been looking forward to this day for so long. So for it to finally be here, ILV is live. The token is on sale. It's a bit surreal, because when I first joined this project, it was like you instantly saw the promise. I think that's something that really keeps this community going. Is the second somebody gets any sort of hook into them, they just immediately see the huge potential and what an incredible project this has potential to be. So definitely surreal to finally have the coin on sale today, and just been
Everyone's like, I
enjoying it,
couldn't get it at $50.
Man, it's like that's the beauty about Bouncer though. It's going to drop back down, Like there's going to be you have 3 days, like we're barely into the sale if you think about it, and there's going to be so many opportunities to buy in. You know what I mean?
As a councilman, you can't buy balancer. I would love to know that. Or can you invest in
Oh,
their own
yeah,
token?
of course I can invest. I had a guy asking me earlier, in some DMs. He's like, "Hey, bro, like, what's the back door? Like, how do I get in? Like, what's the like secret?" I'm like, "Dude, there's no secret. I have to buy just like you. Like, just
No, dude, there
hold
really
on."
is a secret. Come on, please.
I look a young content exclusive coming at you hot, guys. The secret ape move, so to say.
There was a lot of apes. There was a lot of apes that came out in droves. It was Planet of the Apes. I literally been I've been FOMOing a lot into NFTs lately, and I decided to let the balancer do its thing. As a
Yeah,
somewhat of a vet in the space, I said, hey, you know what? Even if I got to pay a 20% premium, I'm okay with that.
right. And I think as well, like a lot of people just don't realize exactly what balancer's thing is, like you say. You know what I mean? And
Even
and
though
I
I
don't think
don't
they
even
all.
get it, dude. Maybe you can.
Well, let me
Victory!
uh, help you out there, then, brother. So basically, like a quick overview on the sort of on what balancer does, like the real simple TLDR on it is, it starts off at $50. The more people buy, the higher it goes up. If people don't buy, it drops down a little bit. Right when it launched, a lot of people didn't understand that. They thought 50 was just the
Victory!
buy-in. So a lot of people bought in. The price skyrocketed. You got some whales in the mix, a couple bots in the
Victory!
mix. That jacked it right on up to $100. Right now, I think the last time I checked, we're sitting at around 79 because people kind of
Oh
got the
my
ETH
God,
out of the
79.
way.
It peaked at 140 because I was
Yeah,
watching.
peaked at 140. I think the last time I checked it was like 79, hovering around 80. So Balancer's doing its thing. It's dropping. People are holding a little bit stronger. The chaos and panic buying has kind of gotten out of the way. So hopefully we'll find a little bit more equilibrium. I wouldn't say today. I would be shooting more for tomorrow. That's when I'm going to start keeping a real close eye on it. Well, already keeping a
We
close eye
got we
on it.
got some
It is.
people in the chat. Says Treacherous Water says what's up, Monstry, Sean, Parallel themselves are in the building. Balancer, F the world.
What's up, guys?
Parallel is
Welcome,
in the
welcome.
building. We have a nice little connection to Parallel. Good people. Great
Yes.
team. Holy shit.
Yeah,
It's an
good to
honor.
have you guys here. That's been a fun one to dive into recently, and just once again, there's so much potential and cool things going on in this space, and that's just another one that should be on more people's radar, let's
Do
say.
you feel like there's no competition in the NFT space? I think we touched a little bit earlier. I can sometimes be a little pompous ass because I know about NFTs and others don't, which I'm trying to humble myself. But do you feel like all these different projects arise, or one day we'll get into this big war competition?
Um, See, this is what I love about crypto, man, is
Victory!
I feel like we got a lot of love going on in crypto at the moment. Like I feel like, even between like Illuvium and Axie, I feel like there's a lot of cross-pollination there. For example, YGG, Yield Games is a part of both of them. I think we'll see a lot rise, as you say, and obviously the true games, the good games will stick around, of course, like in crypto and then like 2017 with all the ICOs. There's a lot of quick money grabs out there, but I do think we have some real winners around the place at the moment.
For
Axie,
sure.
Illuvium,
Why
Parallels looking sweet.
why is Illuvium a winner in your mind, and what gravitated to you to be like get on the council? I mean, I tried to be on the council. They threw a pie in my face. No, they didn't. I just only had like one vote. You really hands on there. Like, what brought you into that realm?
Man, you know what? I'm trying to think of how I don't even remember how Illuvium initially came across my radar, to be 100% honest. I have a lot of different friends in the crypto space, and I want to say maybe it was like my brother-in-law that turned me on to him, and he was like, "Hey, man, cool game, check it out, see what you think." So I think I joined the Discord, and like the second I started seeing the artwork, and having been in crypto since around 2016, 2017, and being a big fan of like the principles and philosophy behind crypto and decentralization and you know what this technology can do, like, to me, I'm not in crypto for the financial side of thing. I'm in it for the revolution, man. Like, I'm in it to change the world. I'm in it to see like we're at the beginning of a new chapter. But to answer your question, um, right when I saw Illuvium, man, I first of all saw how engaged the team was. Like, I couldn't believe that the two guys that founded it, Aaron and Kieran, were as engaged with the community, that the community was as engaged with the project as they were, that the team looked solid. The team looks like a team that's been on nothing before, and just, a triple A game in the crypto space when a lot of the other stuff out there at the moment doesn't look so triple A, looks like Game Boy Color games. It's just an obvious winner. And then once they started releasing their tokenomics, it became more than a game. It's combining yield, it's combining DeFi, it's combining play to earn. They just have all of their bases covered. Plus, their older brother, the two founders' older brother is Kane Warwick of Synthetics. It's a
Holy
match made in
moly.
heaven. It's the winning combo. You know what I mean?
Holy moly. And they have that DeFi background, or even that economics background, to make
Exactly.
gaming fun, to make certain assets you have forever be something you play with and trade with. And I don't even know what that looks like. I heard about shards, catching the monsters. Can you give us like more details? Because I'm not a reader.
Sure. So let's just like break it down from the beginning real quick. Illuvium, right? You crash to land on this planet. You're a spacefaring civilization. crash land on this planet, and as you crash land, you have your little droid with you, Mozart, and that's where you start. You know, when the game launches, the world won't be discovered. None of the alluvials will be discovered. Everything has to be unraveled by the players in the game. It's all a giant mystery, you know, like and that's what's the beauty about this game. It's not just breeding animals, this and that. At the heart of this game, it's a true RPG with a beautifully thought out story, and it's up to the players to uncover that. So they do that by going out, exploring, finding these alluvials, doing battle with them. They capture them in the shards, like you mentioned, which are, you know, if you think Pokeballs, so to say. And then from there, that's where things get real spicy, so to say.
So the shard, is it the sword? Is that what captures him in the portal? Because I've seen that trailer. She just did the whole swipe thing.
No, I think that's her final move before she gets wrecked by Ramfury. But no, I think the player's character, let's call it, has weapons, and the weapons will probably help your team in different ways, you know. And to capture your first alluvials, you don't have alluvials. Like, you are an alluvial. Like, you are part of the battles. You are part of the winning combination, you know. So it's going to be dangerous going out there to adventure and explore at first, I would say. And, you know, we'll see how it all shakes out anyways.
Yeah, it has this, do you feel like it has like a No Man's Sky aspect to it, or
I think in a certain kind of way, yeah, because No Man's Sky did kind of promise the same thing, didn't it? Let's hope we don't deliver like No Man's Sky, because that's a whole different sort of thing,
sure.
you know. But yeah, I think as far as you know, there's 7 different unique regions in this game. We'll have a couple of those launched at the beginning. Now, all these different regions are connected with the obelisks, which are those big, towering, monolithic things you see in the branding. Now, those connect to 7 different regions. Only one region is going to be unlocked at the beginning. And to unlock regions after that, we're going to have to uncover and unravel this mystery and actually find NFT keys to unlock this region. And only one person can find that NFT key. And whoever finds that is going to be in a really happy spot as far as NFTs go, you know. And so as far as No Man's Sky, like, it's good comparison, because there is a big mystery and a lot to discover and explore.
You're telling me that someone is going to find a key like Parzival from Ready Player One?
Yeah. At least that's, I mean, this isn't like insider info, but like from what I've like being connected and paying attention, exactly. So imagine like somebody will be out there in the world and they'll find this key and be like, holy shit, here it is. And they'll literally have to go unlock the next region of this giant world with that key, and then have that NFT to either flex with or probably make a shitload of money with, depending on their motivation.
That's like that's like owning a Beeple every day or something, or one of his raffle tickets, or so.
Exactly.
So
but real quick though, even cooler than that, I think though, is with each alluvial you discover as well. Like, let's say you discovered Ramfury or Atlas or Squiz. Let's say you discovered freaking Squiz.
Let's talk about Squids, because I know Squids.
Yeah. So let's say you discovered Squiz. You would be permanently attached to Squiz, being his like discoverer. So every time somebody pulled up Squiz, it would say Squiz discovered by Young Consense, and you'd forever be tied to that alluvial.
Wow, it's going to be a frenzy for people to get that discovery clout. It's going to incentivize.
Oh, dude,
you're putting them on chain. So you're putting people on chain.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, that's the beauty about crypto, man. It's all immutable. It's all on chain. You know, like it's
the mind of Aaron and Kieran, right?
Dude.
What? Because I know one of those brothers don't sleep, and they're just constantly involved in their realm, in their world. How are they like handling all this hype? It's not even hype. There's mass influx and.
Dude, I think they've done such an admirable job. Like, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they stay as engaged in the community. I don't know how they direct. I don't know how they direct the team. I don't know how they do all these AMAs, you know. And if you just see what Aaron's saying, like, Aaron is just a mathematical genius, and Kieran is the hype king, you know. It's insane what they do, you know. I think in one of their early AMAs, you know, they're saying that they look forward to Sleeping Ground Christmas time. So they're they're a little ways off, but man, it's incredible what they're doing, and only the Warwicks could do it, you know. So we have good leaders, anyways. We're in good hands, would say.
That's righteous. Someone, Goldie said hello. If you know who Goldie TGG is, he also Safe said, I missed the trailer. We'll check it out now. Sean said, funny how I find about all these cool NFT stuff. My friend just told me about Illuvium right before the stream. Now I am intrigued.
Boom.
Happy to have you, Sean. You're the man.
Also, if anybody in the stream has questions, shoot them this way. We can tear into it, man. Happy to dive into whatever sort of corner of this universe you want to, you know?
Please. Now, when it comes to speaking of corner of the universe, the center of the universe, when you get into the outer realms, are the NFTs more rare? Are the monsters more rare? Or are you going from outer to legendary, like the further you go out? Or, you can permadeath?
I can't give it... I can't give a concrete answer on that because I'm not actually a part of the development process. But from all the little dots I've connected, let's say, the short answer is yes. Like, once again, when this game launches, there's going to be no alluvials discovered. They're going to have to be brought to market literally one by one. Every single alluvial that is bought on market in the Illuvidex, which is the in-game market, will have to literally be brought to that market by a player from out in the world. So you can imagine there's going to be around 150 alluvials at launch, which is just crazy considering the amount of detail, art, and animation that goes into every single one of them. They're all completely unique. Every single one of those will have to be discovered and brought to market from different places in the world. And then on top of that, the team is so ambitious, they're hoping to release new sets of alluvials and expansions every 3 months after launch. It's insane.
They're literally going to become the next Steam if they do this thing right. Valve, or how Valve started, and it's just
yeah, true.
That gravitas that these people have. Like, everyone is talking about utility. You have Zedrun. You have this. You have a lot of cool other ones like Star Atlas. You have some really cool stuff games that are coming out, and I'm literally thinking about my strategy for this game now.
Do you know what I think that is, though? Like, I think why we're actually starting to see these cool games emerge, man, and I think this is just sort of crypto in general. Like, let's say, like, from 2017, because I think we started seeing the first real crypto games and NFTs in 2017 with CryptoKitties. And since then, man, like, we've been on such a steep learning curve. Like, these games could only exist now because we had to learn how to do it right. And so finally, we have the crypto technology there with DeFi to be able to yield, with DAO, and it's only now in this moment of time that all these different crypto technologies have been developed enough that they could all come together. And that's why the team behind Illuvium is so important, is you do have people like Kane Warwick, like Santos, like 1inch, like Uniswap. You have so many great partners and minds behind this, and even like Delphi Digital and all these different VCs behind this project. You have so many gigabrains chipping in that, like, it's a truly decentralized team. As the brothers say, they're core contributors. They don't have staff. They're just pulling all the intellectual IP from all of crypto to build the best product they can. And I think we're seeing the same thing with Star Atlas, like you say. And once again, if you kind of expand out and think about what comes after this, these are just foundational building blocks, and the things that come after this are even going to be more incredible as the technology develops. Like, we're still in such early days that we're looking at I don't even know what you compare this to, like Pokemon Yellow compared to The Last of Us. You know what I mean? And we're Pokemon Yellow right now. And
I love that comparison. That just put goosebumps on my spine. And honestly, I wasn't a big Pokemon guy. I was a Quake guy playing Duke Nukem, first-person shooters.
There you go.
But I had that, clear Game Boy, and I already know that Illuvium is inspired by. What is Illuvium inspired by in the gaming world? Pokemon, correct? And something else. A combo.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say Pokemon's definitely a big sort of comparison.
Is Aaron a super Pokemon collector? Has a binder that he showed you, or
I don't. I'd say that probably would have been more Kieran if I had to guess.
Okay.
If I had to put my bets on one of the two brothers, I'd say that would have been more Kieran's jelly and jam, so to say.
I got some questions coming in.
Here we go.
Said, Jeremy, would love to hear the backstory about how you got involved as a councilman for the game, and what are you most excited for in terms of the gameplay?
Cool. Yeah. So as far as getting involved as a councilman, kind of an organic process, you know. um, I got involved with the community early on, right around probably the 2 or 3,000 K mark as far as the Discord goes, and just started chatting away with the people, you know, learning about the community, just being super involved there. And as
You were always
things
so
got
nice
announced,
too. So nice.
what can I say, man? Well, it's a nice community, man. Like as far as communities go, it's one of the coolest out there, I think, you know. But as time went on, you know, they started announcing things. They started talking about DAO, and I was already familiar with DAO and the crypto space in general. So I saw the opportunity there. I saw that I had established connection in the community already, and also I had begun setting up under the Obelisk, which is a little website I set up for Illuvium, and it's sort of the idea behind it is to be a community network for Illuvium and be sort of a news hub for Illuvium. So I set that up, started writing articles, doing videos for it, just trying to be a community tool, you know, because I knew once again, I'm thinking bigger picture with Illuvium, and the bigger picture with Illuvium is if this is the first AAA game, like Axie, people will literally be making living wages playing this game because it's play to earn. Now, this game has the potential to onboard millions of traditional gamers into the crypto space, and now looking ahead down that timeline, there better be a good onboard ramp for all those traditional gamers coming into crypto because crypto's dense and it has a steep learning curve, and we need to be the best crypto ambassadors that we can. We need to make that on ramp as easy as possible. So when these people come to this space, they don't run away because it's so complicated. So Under the Obelisk was my way to help people coming to Illuvium for the first time understand the world and have a step by step sort of guide to walk through. Now that's naturally evolved into, I think, becoming a council member because, you know, I want to serve the community. I want to help out the community, and I have the knowledge and background in this game. And you know, I'm constantly talking with all the members of the team, etc. So it just was a good fit, you know.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing how, because I make memes and you make good community onboards. So it's like it's all about the community. What I've learned in the
100%.
NFT space. Stronger your community, the
Yeah,
more bullish you can get, and I
yeah.
appreciate you would agree.
Well, and question for you as well, Young, because this is something that I've been experiencing a lot myself recently, and I think this happens a lot in the crypto space. You know, like all of the council stuff, all the Under the Obelisk stuff. I'm also interning at a crypto company as well, you know, and I've made all these crazy connections recently. And every single day when I wake up, first of all, I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm so excited to get out of bed, you know. But every single day, I just have to like take a moment to pause and take a breath and look around me and think like, how did I get here? And how am I this lucky to be involved in this space? So my question for you is like, do you ever just feel like intense imposter syndrome where you're just waiting for somebody to be like, what are you doing here?
For real,
You know
for
what I
real.
mean?
I honestly, man, being financially challenged for my 20s. Now I'm 30 now, so eating shit for 10 years.
Yeah.
I kind of think I deserve to be here because I put in the time. I researched. I didn't go out there to the club. I looked at
Yeah.
Gods Unchained, how to build a deck, and Immutable
I
X, and
had a good time doing it too, I'd say.
yeah, it was a lot of
Yeah.
my time is spent on in my little dojo, and
Yeah.
I definitely am grateful. I'm content to be here. I think, um, who's gonna be the Jeff Bezos? It could be you. You know what I mean? It could be me. It could be. But I honestly, I just want to love the community, show them good righteousness, and just kind of just flex collections with each other. I think
Yeah,
I
for
have an
sure, man.
extensive collection, and I'm just a collector at heart. Are you a collector at heart?
I'm starting to get into the collection. Here's the thing about me, like full disclosure, man. I hope this doesn't sound like douchey or anything,
No, no, no.
but when it
Please
comes to
speak your
crypto,
truth, bro.
like, well, it's just, dude, and this has always been my case as far as institutions go. Like in school, I loved school. I loved learning as much as possible. My favorite subject is history, philosophy, psychology, anthropology. So for a long time, I actually didn't invest as much in crypto. Like I was always following all the trends, all the thises and that. But I would say, and this is where I might sound douchey, like I'm more of a crypto philosopher,
Nice.
or
I can
I
dig it.
like
Just the
but just
ethos
like
of crypto, the mindset.
yeah, like see, like I said, what excites me about crypto isn't the financial side of things. It's what's happening in the space, dude. Like when we talk, like I don't even want to open up this rabbit hole, but like
It's
just
very egalitarian.
egalitarian. When we talk about the metaverse, man, where the world's going, we're spending more and more time in front of our screens, and crypto is going to be the world that runs that in the future. You know what I mean? And like you say, egalitarian with the DAO, the DAS, and everything else. So I'm working on the collection because now I'm starting to get some financial assets coming into me because of all these projects I'm a part of, and it's allowing me to get into collecting more because
Dude, we
NFTs are my
always need,
jam.
dude, especially in the Illuvium, we need a statue of you or like or like a fitness coach or like a life coach. That's just, you go and see this life coach like Master Splinter or something, and he's really
Hmm.
balancing you out. You know what I mean? He's making sure that you're not losing your mind, you're not getting wrecked, and you're not, trying to, you're satisfied with your collection, your NFTs. You don't have to compare yourself. You got that
Well,
whatever squid.
well, dude, I tell you what, you make a proposal, put it forward, I'll vote yes.
For sure. For sure. And that's the thing that excites me the most. It kind of scares me too. Um,
Yeah.
is my 9 to 5 in this real world will transfer and transmute into a 9 to 5 in whatever crypto game that I'm playing. Whether I put a VR headset on, laws are being made. You guys are a decentralized, autonomous organization, so it's only a matter of time before regulations and certain things. Not saying that's going to be a bad thing, but that's going to be governing
Yeah.
masses amount of people. It's scary.
See, and there's a couple ways to think about that. First, let's talk about regulation. And I've actually become the more news that comes out in crypto, the more hopeful I'm about regulation. Because I think for a long time, everybody was shitting bricks whenever regulation came up. Because that was like when the boogeyman was going to jump out of the closet and be like, game's done.
These are my
you know?
cookies.
Yeah, exactly. But now that we're actually starting to see more mainstream adoption and more mainstream money come into the space, I believe more and more every single day, especially with like the news of like Visa yesterday coming into the space. When we have that sort of institutional money, institutional interest in the space, regulations are going to be a lot more lenient and kind and understanding, I think. We are shedding that Silk Road sort of veneer that we've held for so long, and we're finally becoming legitimized. You know what I mean? And people are beginning to wake up to that. Now, I'm not shilling mainstream adoption because I do think we're a long way off of that, but we are no longer a niche. We are slowly creeping in, and I think mainstream adoption might happen sooner than we think. And I think games like Illuvium might be a Trojan horse of sorts that help with mainstream adoption. Because
Wow.
when you think about like the gaming world, like gaming is literally bigger than music, movies, Hollywood. Like it's the biggest entertainment industry, and if we could take just a tiny percentage of that money and those people, we're talking about millions of people and billions of dollars. And people are still sleeping on this stuff, man. It's insane.
Yeah. I think. Do you think that in the philosophy of things with the pandemic, people staying at home, has that increased mainstream adoption? Also, um, I don't know. These
100%.
when I look at Top Shot, because I come from Top Shot.
Yes, sir.
Um, we got like 120,000 users, 200,000 users, but still that's minuscule compared to the
It
entire
is.
NBA fan base.
It's minuscule compared to the fan base, but the market cap is not minuscule compared to the NBA market cap, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as the pandemic goes, and I think this is sort of the general consensus that I've seen in crypto is that the pandemic has definitely accelerated things because once again, you're having people more in front of their phones. B, people are having a little bit more money in their bank account because in different countries, in Ireland especially, a lot of people have a lot of disposable income right now because they've been locked indoors and they've just been saving. So people are a little bit more willing to take risks. Not only that, but they have a little bit more time to do some research. Like even for me, man, in Ireland, we're still pretty heavily locked down, and that's been a blessing for me. Like if it wasn't for COVID, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you, man.
For sure.
You know? And so I think the COVID and the pandemic has accelerated things because you have people in front of their screen more, and there's literally more time in this world to invest into this space. And what is time? It's our most valuable assets, you know. And there's way
Absolutely.
more time going into crypto at the moment, and that's what I think the big thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do these alluvials, go back to alluvials, I want to ask you, do they
Please.
have first edition markers on them, or are they just creatures that they have a certain, they are Gen 0, you know what I mean? Those are
I th-
the
I
first
think
edition
to answer your
moniker, so to speak.
I think to answer your question, so like I said, at game launch there'll be initially 150 alluvials. Now there will be later sets of alluvials coming out after that. Now once the next set of alluvials come out, a sort of cap or a sort of stop will be put on the alluvials that are already in game. Yeah, so the previous generation, we'll say. So Gen 1 is out, people are catching them, having a freaking Gen 1 alluvial party. Gen 2 comes out, Gen 1 tap is cut off, and those alluvials left in the world are the last ones, which just instantly makes them scarce and a lot more valuable. Also, each alluvial will be an NFT, and NFTs, sort of by definition, will have serial numbers. They'll, be owned by the player, which has major implications that we won't dive into right now. But so let's say you are that first person to discover that squiz, and then you battle the squiz and you capture the squiz. You now own squiz number one. Now squiz number one is probably going to be way more valuable than squiz 10,001. You know what I mean? Just like an NBA Top Shot, serial numbers are a big deal.
Wow. Wow. So so this makes my brain turn.
I could see it, man. I love all these like oh shit moments you're having right now. I love
Um,
it.
what happens when you have? Are they capping the early beta, right? Or are they gonna have a million people fighting, throwing squid balls, and trying to get number one mints?
For the beta,
Yeah.
I see the beta. I'm not sure about now. I know the beta is not that far away, but I don't know if anything that actually transpires in the beta will be permanent, or like if in Gods Unchained, everything kind of got reset. So I'm not sure about that. Like I don't think the beta will probably carry over into game launch. Maybe some exclusive sort of like Genesis, like similar to Gods Unchained, things will carry over. But I'm not sure about. I don't know too much about the beta, to be 100% honest with you.
Wow. Now, do these alluvials evolve, or they stay? That's some crazy inside info that you can't say, because
No, for sure, for sure.
that dragon looks like he could be a big Lord of the Rings dragon.
There's actually artwork already out of Baby Ramfury, and he's pretty freaking cute. So each alluvial, similar to Pokemon, once again, won't necessarily have three different forms, but so far we've seen three different forms for each alluvial. Now, when you have a squiz, right? We'll just keep using squiz because it's
For
squiz.
for sure.
So when you have a squiz, each alluvial gets leveled up. Now you have to get an alluvial to the max level before you can then take two different alluvials and then fuse them together to bring them to their next form. Yeah. So you'd have to have two different alluvials, fuse them, then you get form two. Now let's bring that back a step. How we were talking about how these alluvials are limited. If you take two squizzes and fuse them, you just burned two of the squizzes to make that new squiz.
Yeah. You're limiting
So
the
squiz
supply.
just
It's
became more
deflationary right there.
exactly.
Deflationary monster.
Exactly. Now, what's interesting about that, we haven't touched upon this yet, but in the Leviathan Arena, which is one of the modes in the game where you could bring your two different teams of alluvials head to head against other players and wager as much ETH as you want on that battle, and the winner takes all. In the Leviathan Arena, when you have an alluvial, you actually just have to have the base form in order to have access to the rest of its forms, if that makes sense. So you don't necessarily have to have all the evolutions, you just have to have one of the evolutions to have access to the other ones.
Dude, that is crazy. People are really gonna lose their shit. Not only are they gonna lose their shit, they're gonna lose their shit because you're taking a betting mechanism there. It's the Z run
Yeah,
aspect. It's gambling.
exactly. And then imagine the esports aspect of that. Imagine when you have two different whales, man, come into the arena and they both throw down 100 ETH. You know what I mean? Like
And that's
imagine
nothing
Kieran.
to them
Imagine
because they've
what's
been in since when ETH was $16.
exactly like imagine Kieran in the arena, man. Imagine all these whales that have invested in this arena, or not in this arena, but in this game, man. And they have the best alluvials, they have the best, and it's just a flex. They don't give a shit.
Bro, that is
uh,
that would be on every Twitch Fader stream. That would be on TechCrunch. That would be all over the internet. That would be direct hologrammed into your little Google Glass goggles. It would
exactly.
literally change the way media works too.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And but like but see, once again, this is the beauty about the Illuvium project, man, is the more you kind of wrap your head around it, the more you're like, holy shit. Because like you have the Leviathan arena, and then you have normal ranked PvP as well for just more the traditional gamer. And that'll work similar to the Gods Unchained ranked weekends, where there'll be prize pools, different exclusive rewards, et cetera, for sort of the best of the best out there, and not just the big dick swingers, like in the Leviathan arena, so to say. So there's a place for traditional gamers, and then as far as play to earn, there's mining and different crafting systems in the game that if you just want to go out there and grind, you can make money that way. If you want to be an adventure or RPG person, you could go out there, capture alluvials, bring them to market. Or if you just want to uncover the mystery of the game, you could also profit from that because you'll profit if you unlock things. So they literally have all their bases covered when it comes to satisfying everybody. And guess what? If you don't want to play the game and just invest, you can yield and do DeFi as well. Like
That is insane, bro. Goldie says, love the deflationary component. Star Atlas is doing the same thing. If your ship gets destroyed, so does the NFT.
boom.
That's deep.
It's like yeah.
Parallel says, will you allow people to play for alluvials instead of only playing for ETH pots?
As far as I know, right now it's just ETH, but parallel, I like that. I think pink slips have been mentioned before. I'm going to mention that to the team again because I think that would be crazy, especially if you can imagine if somebody brought in a Ramp Fury and put a Ramp Fury down on the line, which is supposedly one of the most rare alluvials. Like, that's just as valuable, I would say.
Is there a certain strategy to get Ramphiri, or you just have to play the game? It's like trial and error.
Yeah, it's sort of trial and error, man. So as you're exploring this game, you'll see like little shimmering clouds around the place, and that indicates the alluvials. So alluvials actually phase in and out of this plane of existence. Now, what plane they're phasing in and out of, we don't know because that's one of the mysteries we're gonna have to figure out. So there's a lot of mystery behind here. But let's say you bump into one of these, you could play the little Pokemon.
Victory!
You're in battle. Um, and then if you win the battle, you have a chance to throw one of your shards at it, like a Pokeball, let's say. And there's different levels of shards, like different levels of Pokeball. So if you do run into Ramphiri, you better hope to God that you have like whatever the equivalent of a Master Ball is to hopefully capture him, or else you're going to be kicking yourself all the way back to the Illuvidex.
from the Master Ball. Is that like a play to earn? Is it a pay to play where you buy the Master Balls with your alluvial bucks and you have a storage of that so you're ready?
Yeah, so there's a couple unconfirmed elements, but once again, if I were to connect dots there, and my best guess, um, I think shards are collected while mining. Like there's literally an area I think called Shard Bluff. So shards are collected mining, and then they're brought back to town and they're cured. I believe curing a shard has a little bit of a fee attached to it, and then from there you could store your shards and your different alluvials inside your little companion robot Mozart, and then go out into the world.
Victory!
Now, something to keep in mind as well,
Is insane.
curing shards will cost a fee. Betting in the Leviathan arena will cost a fee. Illuvidex transactions will cost a fee. Now, all those different fees that Illuvium collects goes into the Illuvium vault. 100% of the revenue that comes into the alluvial vault is then redistributed to stakeholders. Literally 100% of the ILV revenue then gets distributed back to people who stake their ILV in the game. So the rewards for the DeFi in this are absolutely mind-boggling, man. The tokenomics behind this are unlike anything you've ever seen. So if there's people in the Discord right now talking shit about how the team didn't think about all the bits and pieces and they're trying to screw people, this team behind this game has been the most fair to the community more so than any project I've ever seen. The community has always been number one in mind, and that's why I am a part of a council that the community tells what to do. I am the community's monkey because the team has thought it all out, you know.
Wow. Way to do it full circle. Way to honor stakeholders. Way to that's a beautiful thing. It's like you could be a greedy corpo, or you could really build by influence instead of position. So
Exactly.
that's huge influence. And yeah, I you're telling me a lot of stuff because I don't read, and you're kind of like a real great fortune to us, like a great fortune teller, giving us all this crystal ball knowledge, um,
My
bringing us
pleasure,
right
man.
here on video. It's so valuable. I really appreciate you telling us this stuff because now my brain is working crazy.
And see, this is why when I first encountered this project, man, and I started looking into it, this is why I immediately kind of latched on and created Under the Obelisk because I was like, man, more people need to know about this, and I need to help however I can because like this is such a this game brings so many different elements of crypto that kind of we're all kind of into in our own niche ways. It brings them all together, man. Like it's such an intersection, you know, and it's a beautiful intersection as well. It's a triple A game, you know, like we all love games.
What was the first? Someone said idolize says so. If all the fees go back to the stakeholder, how does the Illuvium team make money?
So initially, good question actually. So there's 10 million tokens. I hope, don't quote me on this, guys. This is just kind of going off the top of my head, but I think 10 million tokens in maximum supply. So 10 mil max supply. 1.5 million of those tokens, I think it was 1.5, don't quote me on that number, went to the team. So the team, I'd say, are happy enough with that.
For sure.
Some of those tokens went to the pre-sale. 1 million of those tokens are in the balancer sale going on right this very second. And then 4 million, I believe it's 4, it could be 3 million of those tokens have been set aside for yield. So there's tons of tokens. There's 6 million tokens out there already that could potentially go back into the vault alongside those 4 million other tokens, if that made sense. I might have explained that a little bit in a convoluted fashion.
No, no, you did great. Someone said, "Is this guy a sniper yet? Recruit him, young." Wow. We have a Discord group called the Top Shot Snipers, and we have
No,
like,
no, I know about you guys.
and it's really cool, and we would love to have you in there because we have NFT snipers, and there's all these different. There's Aramis from Gods Unchained. There's Councilmans from Star Atlas. That we always just
Oh,
have
dude,
certain.
please, please, I would love to be in there chatting with you guys. Like, you're
Bro,
my crowd, man.
bro,
Get me in.
I could give you the pink beanie. You could be me. I could be you. I could wear a nice little collar shirt.
Dude,
Drink a
I was
nice
so
Irish beer.
tempted to wear. I have this orange hat that's like my signature hat, and I was so tempted to wear it, but this room is orange, so I just would have. It would have been
Dude,
too much.
what do you love to do? Like, what is your essence? What is your heart's passion? What do you love to do?
What do I love to do? Honestly, man, like I said, growing up, I was super into studies. So my first passion is probably history. I'm a huge, huge fan of history. And besides that, I've taken so many cracks and different attempts at being a writer. That's where I think the sort of philosophy and like really seeing the bigger picture of things going on here. And that's also why I advocate as well how important it is that we be good crypto ambassadors. If I could just like riff on the history and crypto connection for a second,
Please,
because I think this is incredibly
please,
important.
you have the floor, Councilman.
Now, as far as history goes, man, like, and you want to connect crypto to history, right now we are sort of going through like an industrial revolution, except it's like a, I don't even know what kind
A
of
gold
revolution
rush,
we would
right?
call it.
The new America, in a sense.
Sure, exactly. And now the last time we went through an industrial revolution, we saw what we call robber barons and the captains of industry emerge. Yeah, robber barons were people like J.P. Morgan, captains of industry. Well, Rockefeller is sometimes argued to be both.
Yeah,
We saw these
Rothschild.
people. Exactly, exactly. We saw these people pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and they found themselves in immense wealth, like we're doing ourselves right now. Now, these guys took that wealth and they became robber barons. We cannot let that happen with this revolution. We have to be the captains of crypto, the bastions of the blockchain, as I like to call
Yeah. The Don
that side of things.
Quixotes,
The
so to
Don
speak. Even if
Quixotes,
you're
man. Like,
crazy.
exactly, exactly. Even if you're seeing windmills and that sort of thing. Like, we have to make sure, and this is why I advocate, like, there's so many people that need to be onboarded that are coming. We need to focus on building out this technology. We need to focus, like you, I love your message, man. I love your vibe, Young, because you're all about peace, good vibes, non-toxic. And that's what's great about crypto, man. It's pretty non-toxic on the most part. But we need to make sure that we are the bastions of the blockchain and the captains of crypto, and we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Like, we can't be thinking, oh, I've been in since 2017, man. I survived the crash and blah blah blah. So, like, get on my level. It's like, no,
Yeah.
welcome everybody. Like, every time somebody comes into the Illuvium Discord and they say, hey, I'm a noob, I'm like, bro, welcome. You know what I mean?
For real.
Like,
For real.
so that's
I
that's sort of my history take, I guess.
and with that too, man, like that's like a big mantle that's on our shoulders. It's a big mantle now. It's like
Exactly.
I think you activate that with your words. You know what I mean? You activate that to even my audience, but like, don't be a douche.
Exactly.
Spread love, help. I try to do that, and I'm not perfect at it, but do you
Well,
think like
we're
the likes of Whale Shark and Pranksy and these big mega whales, hopefully they steer, even their flock in the right direction?
man. I mean, when you get to a certain amount of numbers in the communities, you're always going to get um, well, it's the yin and the yang, man. Light and dark, they balance each other out. You know what I mean? So even
Correct.
if there's a bit of darkness, we better make sure we're the light to balance out whatever sort of darkness is in the space. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I hope, man. But if not, then we'll be the backup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
And
we're one day away from Jeff Bezos having his own currency or creating a massive MMO or
well, that's gonna happen though, man. Like, we're already seeing people dipping their toes in. Like, the fact that Tesla right now is accepting Bitcoin as payment is crazy. Like, I know Elon Musk is a bit of an eccentric, and I say that with love because I freaking love Musk, but it's coming, you know. And so, yeah, like, and the thing is like, I think the reason why there is so much love in crypto, Young, is we all know, like, we've all been there, you know what I mean, and we've all been confused and sort of floundering,
yeah,
and and we know that there's, we all have to be, as you say, senseis, you know what I mean,
for
and
sure,
keep bringing people up.
for real,
The
for
all
real.
boats rise with the tide.
Yeah, I always say, man, screw Braveheart is right behind me. You see that Braveheart poster?
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Not every man dies. Not every man lives.
Yeah.
And people follow. People don't follow titles. They follow courage. They
Yes,
always will
sir.
follow courage. And I
Yes,
think
sir.
the courageous ones, even I'm sure, like, I've been through so much heartbreak. I've been through so much financial loss. But when I found crypto,
Yeah.
I found a great community that understood that and just wanted to succeed by all means possible. And I it's just been a beautiful, beautiful odyssey. And it's just started.
Yeah. I second that, man, and I love what you're saying because I think, oh man, I think when, uh, just to kind of riff off what you're saying, I think when you stay true to yourself and you stay true to form, that you're gonna find yourself in good places. Like, there's luck, and then there's just staying true to yourself. And the beautiful thing about this space is that there's so many different ways and areas that you can stay true to yourself, and the playing field is so wide open that as long as you're doing you and not trying to be somebody else, like, you're gonna find your niche. And it might take you some time, man. Like, trust me, I've been in crypto since 2016, 2017, recently just really dived hard back into it. And, like, it's a lot to take in, but like, like, as long as you keep grinding, you're gonna slowly find your
Yeah.
your
That's
uh where you need to be.
that's why I really really realized that's why I want you to be on the show cuz you're a real hidden gem, Jeremy, and Storm Sky, the name is just suiting for you. It's you could really lead the culture in the right way. And
You know what the storm sky is there.
what is the Storm Sky?
So this it's not anything too special. So my middle name is Storm, and then my sister's middle name is Sky because my mom's a big old hippie. So originally my name was supposed to be Stormy Love, but I got lucky and just got Storm as a middle name instead.
Wow. Do you have some Spanish in your background heritage? What
I
would a
do, yeah.
mustache like that?
My grandmother was Spanish through and through, so I'm not sure from where or anything. So I think that's our common connection for all I know. You know, like I said, I don't know my Spanish side. We could be freaking, you know, brothers for all I know.
For real, for real. Definitely, I'll cast you in a movie for the Illuvios one day if that's a possible. I'm pretty sure movies and all that stuff's coming. But as far as a councilman, um,
Yes.
you said you're the monkey. No, you're more than that. What does a councilman do on a day-to-day basis?
Day-to-day basis. So I'll speak for myself here because I don't want to speak for other council members. Um, my sort of day-to-day basis as far as contributing to the Illuvium community is just constantly keeping up with the Discord. I haven't been as active in the Discord recently because I've been serving Illuvium in different ways, let's say, more behind the scenes, but I'm constantly keeping an eye on the Discord community and just seeing what people are saying, seeing what the mood is, you know, because even if I'm not, and here's the beautiful part. The reason why I don't have to constantly be there is because there's people like Raw Lord, like Amy, like
Amy, shout
Creed,
out
you
to
know.
Amy. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah, shout out to all of our awesome moderators over there. You know, like they allow me to do things more behind the scenes, than I would be able to otherwise without them, you know. And that's the beautiful thing about the community. So I keep an eye on the community. And then I'm also interning at Delphi Digital at the moment, which is actually an investor in Illuvium, and I'm helping out with some things there, let's say. And so, you know, basically, somehow all of my crypto little pieces are all on the same sort of level and same sort of playing field, you know, and it doesn't make sense, to be honest. I don't know how it happens,
Yeah,
but so I serve the community by staying connected to the community. Like I said, even if I'm not always there, fiddling in the background, and then when big events come up like today or like the propositions, by putting in my 2 cents and just trying to sort of offer that bigger perspective, keep the peace, and just talk it out with people, you know. So
for sure,
it's a cool position to be in, man. I like the community is so cool. Like it's such a great community.
bro. I love that community. I love Discord. Is it's a screw Slack, screw whatever in the real world that or in the 9 to 5. That is like this. You can have a connection, like a brotherly connection with someone in a chat group. I never thought that would be possible.
Dude, that constantly surprises me as well. Is like that's one thing about crypto in general. I think is just the coolest freaking thing in the world is how cool people are just in general, you know, and how trusting people are as well, and how easy it is to make instant friends, man, and how quickly people accept you as well. And I think that's where the imposter syndrome comes in. Why I was asking you about it, because every single day I just feel like I don't belong here, and how did I find myself here? And it's just because people are cool, man. And people like if you have good ideas and interesting thoughts, people want to hear about it and they recognize the value in that,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So
So when conflict arises in the council, you're hoping that the token itself and the stakeholders have a vote. They have consensus. Is that where that goes? So you guys never fork like a BCH or you know.
so this is actually this is something there's a couple different points to touch on upon there. And also before we even go into that, once again, historically speaking, that's always my
I
go-to.
love that.
It
Before you
drives my
hit that,
girlfriend
someone said
crazy.
before you tell that, someone said
Go,
second,
go, go.
said you guys already mustache bros. That's Goldie said that. Idolize said I have 5.25 pre ILV. Am I well on the way
Yeah,
to being the master of the squiz gym? Um,
100%.
Goldie said love must gigabrains, and Idolize says lucky. No way Stormy Love would have been a killer name.
I
Um,
know, except I would have got endless shit for it in high school. So for that reason, I'm grateful.
yeah, but the conflict aspect,
The conflict aspect. So a couple different things to touch.
historical aspect you were gonna put in.
Yes, historical aspect. So with your ILV, you actually don't vote on different council propositions themselves. Um, and this is there's a lot of things. Yes, historically speaking, that's where I was at. I had to
You found the
rework my
thought, dude. That
thoughts
was
there.
nice.
Yeah, I
I saw
found
your
it.
eyes and your whole fucking
Yeah,
aura
like
doing its thing.
Yeah, so like historically speaking, like we're at, like I said, page one of the Illuvium book, and seriously, we're making history right now with this DAO. And we're gonna hit some speed bumps and stumble along the way. You know, right now we have 5 council members. Even in the first proposition, we saw that one didn't vote, so we had 4 people vote. Now, as you say, if we would have had 2v2, we actually we don't have a system that I know of in place that could have broken that vote. Because the ILV that you actually have that acts as your governing token votes in your council members and actually doesn't get voted, isn't used to vote on propositions themselves. That's the council members' job. Yeah. Um, so I think there'll be a proposition in the future as the game grows to expand council seats. And that's the beautiful thing about propositions. I don't think the community realizes that they could do this either. Anybody literally right now in the community can write up a proposition, and a proposition isn't intimidating. You literally just type up, "What's up? My name's Stormy Love. I think it'd be super cool." This is me typing, by the way. "I think it'd be super cool to see 7 members on the council instead of 5. Here's some of my thinking behind it," and you submit it. And then we vote on it. And if we vote yes, you just changed the way the game works. And you
Wow.
could do that with council.
You have a
You could do
voice.
that with the price. Yeah, exactly. You have a voice. You could do that with the price of a shard if you think shards are too expensive. You could rally the community behind you to lower the price of shards. You know, like anything is up for grabs. Even Kieran has said, like I don't run this game. If you guys wanted to vote me out of office tomorrow or out of this project tomorrow, you could. If you wanted to vote me out of my council seat tomorrow, you could put a proposition forward. If the other councilors don't like me, I'm gone. You know?
Wow. And do you ever will you ever get like a councilman badge inside the Illuminati? Like
Dude, I
you
hope
see
so.
where like the Atlanteans are all circled around with a sword. Will your face
Dude,
be
I
there in
I
Amy's?
don't even care. I don't even care about so like I don't know if people know this, but the council it's been told in the past, but council members do get um ILV for compensation. We don't get that much, just a little bit for our time. I think we get like I don't quote me on this once again, 10 per month, something like that. I'm not sure.
He's
I
rich.
don't I know. Oh my god. So go buy ILV right now to pump it up. So no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Dude, I don't care about that. I really hope what you say is true though, because I don't know. I just hope at the end of our first council, because we'll get reelected. I just hope we get some sort of NFT or some badge to say council member. You know what I mean? That would be to me that would be the coolest thing when we start playing the game to be able to wear that on my chest. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
it's that would be so cool, bro. It's like your trainer card.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, your
so
little
cool,
badge.
bro.
But that's also, man, like that's why when we were also campaigning for the first election, I guess, one of my big sort of pitches was like, guys, we have to make sure that when we do this election that we don't mudsling, that we don't talk shit about each other. Like we literally have to set the example for all the elections after this. We have to set the bar
Yeah,
high. That's why I'm so
keep your
honored.
ego out the door.
Exactly, man. Like, I don't want to see people here just because they think it's cool. Like, I want to be serving with the best giga brains in the business, people who know their shit. I just don't that's why I love that Kane's on the board, that Santiago's on the board, that all the people that are on the board are there because they're some of the best that the community has to offer. But we're only there for 3 months. Like, I already have a couple people in mind that I would elect personally for the next election, that have risen since then. So
Right.
once again, like, it's just too cool.
Someone said, "How long is the sale open?" I see. I can connect MetaMask, but I could could I connect another wallet?
I think there's a couple different wallets you could connect to the cell. I'm not sure which ones exactly because I just connected my MetaMask myself. The cell lasts 72 hours and it went live today at 4 o'clock UTC, I believe. So you still roughly have about 2.5 days left for the sale.
What's your price prediction for middle of day tomorrow?
Middle day tomorrow price prediction coming in hot, young content exclusive.
He don't have to say it. I'll say it. I think it's going to be. I hope I can get it for $40, but I don't want to shit on what they're doing. But I'm trying to get it around 50, 60, somewhere around there.
I would say that's pretty accurate. Um, I don't know if that's where it'll be middle of day tomorrow, but like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be keeping a much closer eye on it. Just a little thoughts about the valuation, let's say. Yeah, I'd say around that price would be a good price to be thinking about. I'll leave it at
Yeah,
that.
for sure. Because no one really could find the bottom, and whales and a lot of big investors are gonna hit that bottom. If you can kind of drag along their coattail, cool. But
Yeah,
just invest in the project because you like it. This balancer is what is this doing? This is building up the game development. This is allowing for funds
exactly.
to be raised right a little bit. There's
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Basically, right now, you're like Illuvium already has good funding at the moment, but you're getting in early. First of all, you're like, and also, man, these NFT promotional NFTs. I think people are sleeping on those as well. Like people are saying, oh, what's a point 0.5 ETH actually worth? It's an emote. It's like, man,
dude, you know
if
when
this
that game comes out, how crazy that's gonna be worth?
forget about when that game comes out, dude. This is a multi-year project. They're talking about movies, they're talking about merchandising, they're talking about multiple games built upon the Illuvium brand name. And once again, keeping in mind these are NFTs, if an Illuvial MMORPG comes out, you'll be able to bring all of your NFTs from this game into that game. Like everything is transferable. So when we're 3 games down the line and you have that promo NFT uh, badge that you actually didn't pay anything for in the balancer cell that cost 0 ETH and you just got it for participating, that's going to be worth a ton of money. The thing that popped into my mind today that I can compare that to, and you probably remember this, Young. You remember when Pokemon 2000 came out,
Oh yeah,
and in the movie theater you got like in a little exclusive Mew card.
yeah. I have it in there. I have it in my little binder right there.
Yeah, and now imagine that Mew card is what we're dealing with right now.
Wow. You even
You know what
got
I
the
mean?
Dragonite. You even got that Pikachu,
Exactly, man. Yeah, birthday Pikachu. Am I right?
bro. The little cartoony. It's not real, but it has that little badge on it, dude. That is
Mm-hmm.
where it's going. I think someone who does it. Someone said right here. Hold on, I didn't miss your question, Rich. Said, "Sup, man? I was wondering when the NFT event in NY was happening. It's happening October 2021. I don't know if you're gonna be there or the team is, but I will be in NFT NYC.
What? Tell me about that. Oh, I did see that the other day, actually. Yes.
Yeah,
Um, I hope I'm gonna be there, man. I can't say right now whether
I
or not
already
I
got my
am, but
ticket. Early bird has been
really,
confirmed. I'm going, and I hope to really connect with a lot
beautiful,
of these NFT apes.
dude. I really hope I'm there. I can't guarantee right now, but
Try. We would love to see you there. I mean, TSS is going, and a lot of good people are going.
oh, dude, it'd be too fun. It'd be too fun.
Dude,
Fingers crossed.
someone said these promo NFTs look sick. Someone said looking forward to the movie launch in Vegas in a crypto hotel in VR with you guys.
See,
Um,
that's thinking of the future right there.
uh, he said looking forward to the Spartan Squiz card in my Happy Meal in 2035.
Ooh, see, there we go.
Um, a company that's not getting enough credit, guys, in this space is Immutable X. I
Yes,
really
thank
love
you.
Immutable X. What they did with Gods Unchained and what we're about to see in that. Why Immutable X for Illuvium?
Why Immutable X for Illuvium? Because man, you need layer 2 solutions to make these sorts of games work.
Fight
Period. End of
for
story.
ETH.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, but like, and this well, you mentioned it. Gods Unchained. It's the perfect use case example of why we need layer 2 solutions. Gas is absolutely ridiculous. Gas is ridiculous because Ethereum's come a long way since its inception. We're in an ecosystem that we couldn't have imagined.
Yeah.
And there's technologies here that we couldn't have imagined. Layer 2s and the London protocol from Ethereum are solutions to that. You know, now you can imagine for everything in an NFT game, or not an NFT game, a crypto game like Illuvium are NFTs. Those shards that you use are going to be NFTs. Now, if you want to buy those shards or mint those shards, you're going to have to pay a gas fee if it wasn't unimmutable. So every time you want to capture a Ram Fury, you're going to be paying $100. It's non feasible, you know. So with IMX, of course, that doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, the
So
IMX team has just been working. 9,000 transactions per second,
it's
carbon
crazy.
neutral. They have
Yeah, dude, I love that.
and they're starting to flex their muscles on Twitter if you see, and they absolutely they should because it's going to open up so much doors for Ethereum. Ethereum is shouldn't be neglected. It's a grandfather to us all. It's allowed us to all be collectors. It's allowed us all to become wealthy. It's allowed us all to have fun. So I
But
love that
Ethereum's
they're
not
fighting
going
for ETH.
anywhere though, Like ETH ETH's not going anywhere though, it's there's too much built upon ETH already, it'll be here forever.
For real. Um, Someone said time moves so fast. I'll blink and it's time to leave. No, you don't have to leave. We got another 15 minutes on this.
Dude, I'm down to chill however long. I just cracked another beer. You tell me when to leave. How about
Dude,
that?
that's awesome. That's awesome. What was your first NFT in this whole space?
My
Was it a
first
Crypto
NFT in
Kitty?
this whole space? It wasn't a CryptoKitty, man. Like I said, I actually didn't start collecting until recently. I think my first NFTs were actually Gods Unchained.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I've been in the space, following the space. I'll tell you my first I'll tell you my first coin though.
What?
Dragon Chain. You ever hear Dragon Chain?
Oh yeah, Dragon Chain when it pumped. It's
Yeah,
still alive, right? With that V
it
Chain,
is
Dragon
still alive.
Chain. Remember
I
that?
just looked into it the other day, man, and they are still kicking. They are still kicking. For those of you who don't know, Dragon Chain was Disney's coin back in the day. Disney's coin. And I
Bro.
was like, oh, bro, there's no way this is.
McAfee likes Dragon Chain. Pump.
Oh yeah, there you go. Exactly.
That was a crazy time of ICOs.
Oh, dude. But see, and you tell me your thoughts on this. Like, I think that time still has like so many people with PTSD here, and I think that's why so many people are talking about bubble talk. And here's what I want your opinion on, okay? Are we in a cycle or are we in an adoption cycle right now?
Yeah, I don't think we're in a bubble, guys. I think we're in an adoption cycle, and it's
Same.
just kicked off. We're like he said, Jeremy said, Pokemon Yellow. It's Pokemon Yellow. But Gary
Exactly.
V and they and even forgot his name. Decker, forget his name.
I'm not sure.
Peter Decker or something like that. He's people are talking about bubbles here, bubbles there, bubbles there. A lot of these guys, I've been in the space since 2016, seen the ICO, seen BitConnect die, seen IDO, seen DeFi, seen the beginning of NFTs. We're just getting started. Is that how you feel?
That's exactly how I feel, man. And I think also, once again, history. I think that history
I love that.
allows us that sort of bigger picture, you know what I mean? Because we've seen these things come and go. And once again, that allows us to see what's different this time. And I know every time there's a bubble, we talk about the ways it's different, but we didn't have Jack Dorsey selling tweets last time. We didn't have Elon Musk here. We didn't have Visa here. We didn't have all these different use cases, like we are putting in the plumbing right now for the metaverse. We are putting in the plumbing right now for the future.
Nice. Are you looking forward to passing this down to your generation, your bloodline, as far as your NFTs, or do you have like a daughter or son that is already getting into this space?
I don't have any kids myself, man, but I think that is such a cool question. You gave me goosebumps. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did see a tweet from Gabby the other day, who is the head of Yield Guild Games, and I don't quote once again. This isn't a quote, but it said something along the lines of, like, my 8-year-old daughter just sold an Axie and is making more money than I have until recently. My 11-year-old son just sold some Axies and has now almost paid for his future college education.
Wow.
We are looking at the first crypto native people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that, like, once again, that's the world. That's the brave new world we are starting to enter. And the way I kind of think about it is, especially when it comes, and this is what I love about games like Illuvium and just play to earn in general, and how crypto works is, like I mentioned it earlier, time is our most valuable asset, and the amount of time we dump into games that we cannot then liquidate at the end of it is absurd.
Yeah.
Like, imagine when we were kids, right? And we were playing Halo, yeah, and we worked super hard to like get that Hayabusa armor or whatever the hell it was called. We did all that stuff, and then Halo 3 came and went, and then we went over to Call of Duty. That Hayabusa armor is just sitting on some server gathering dust.
Yeah.
If it was
it was a time, but it was a fallacy. They literally robbed me of my intellectual IP, of my time.
Exactly, and time being your most valuable asset. But what would have happened if you would have been able to liquidate that armor and then reinvest that armor into a Call of Duty skin instead. Or even better yet, bring that armor into Call of Duty as a skin instead. And
Yeah.
we are now entering a world where that's possible, where
Yeah.
these marketplaces exist. And not only is that good for the player, that's good for the studio. The studio just unlocked a huge amount of liquidity that they're putting back into their pocket through this sort of system as well. So it's a matter of time before Epic starts doing this as well. It's just
Yeah.
financially sound.
And you kind of stay relevant. You kind of stay your memories live on. You're creating a capsule of living on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're taking us down a rabbit hole there, man. You combine that with AI and sort of
Dude, you look like Johnny
technology.
Depp. You look like the Mad Hatter, so I already know you definitely in that realm all the time. Is that fantasy and reality? Where's the balance to you in this whole NFT? Because NFT is fantasy to me.
That's a tough one, man, because once again, if we zoom out, we're looking at the metaverse. That's where this is all going, you know?
So how do we prepare ourselves for that? How do I, I seen Ready Player One. It says, we have 2 days outside, and the rest we're in the meta.
I feel like that's most of our lives in crypto at the moment. You know what I mean? How do we prepare for that? Man, I don't know. I guess you start building your collection today.
For real.
Start investing in Decentraland. Well, maybe not in Decentraland because I'm sure there'll be something else. But
yeah,
I tell you how you invest for that today. Actually, learn the philosophy and the ethos behind crypto so that you can make informed and rational and honorable decisions going into this world and into this metaverse. And so you're not always catching up. Your learning curve should start today and you should grind and build upon that every single day. That's how I'd say is the best way to prepare.
Yeah. I feel like the way you learn, guys, is watch Braveheart every week. And if you're not crying after each end scene, you're failing. So that's probably
agreed.
The best thing.
100%.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time, dude? I feel like you're a dirty girlfriend asking the most unfair question in the world right now because it is such an unfair question.
I'm gonna say The Matrix. He's probably a Matrix Neo fan or something.
Matrix, not even close, man. See, for me, it changes all the time. It depends on my mood, So I could throw out some favorites, Donnie Darko, There Will Be Blood, The Big Lebowski,
Donnie Darko,
anything Quentin Tarantino, Coen Brothers, Most
Have you
recently,
seen Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, dude, the same guy who directed Prisoners directed Blade Runner, the most recent Blade Runner, and is directing Dune, bro.
Dude, you know who's underrated? Paul Dano. Paul Dano.
There Will Be Blood, man. I'm telling you. Have you seen There Will Be Blood?
No.
Dude, if you say Paul Dano's underrated, that's his best movie of all time.
I'm gonna go watch it. It's only, what time is it over there? It's like 12, right?
We are looking at, no, just 11, man.
Wow. That's awesome. I had to go to the DMV. I was scared I wasn't going to be able to get here, but I did. That new Dune movie looks amazing. Love the books. Fantasy is the new reality. Say again?
Somebody else have to go to the DMV?
Dude, don't go to the DMV. What I was going to say, day one of whatever you would call it.
Launch.
The launch. What do you see in your vision? You see a mass running in the server?
Man, I've been wondering the same thing myself. Like, and just even for myself personally, like, what do I do day one? You know what I mean? And I think for me, it's get a shard as soon as I can and get out there and start exploring, I desperately want to have my name somewhere in the Illuvidex next to an Illuvial. I don't care if it's Squiz. I don't care if it's the Pidgey or the Rattata of Illuvial. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
So,
I think you will do it. I think there's a, you have a sixth sense and it'll probably guide you to the right areas.
I hope so. Or maybe I make the connections between now and then to,
I found out there was this thing called the Muse headband that measures brain wave activity and whether you're in a calm, theta state, beta state. We were talking about it in TSS. And one day I would love to put a VR headset on and like a full haptic suit and then just like maybe walk up to one of these alluvials and if they can sense your energy, you know what I mean? They can sense if you're calm. They can sense if you're not afraid. you know, and just being able to like
Yeah.
interact that way would be crazy.
It'd be like walking up to like a horse or something like that,
For
you know,
real.
because horses could sense that sort of thing. Now, the only thing I would counter that statement with is what if you don't even have to wear the Muse? Was it the Muse?
The Muse, yeah.
The Muse or the haptic. What if Neuralink does all that for you? You know?
That's Gigabrain. That's Gigabrain. Is that something that you would opt into?
Uh, um, not at first, you know. It's just I don't want to be the guinea pig and that sort of thing, you know. If Elon Musk is already like, yo, people are dying going to Mars, I don't want to be the guy who's dying testing Neuralink. I'm not saying people are going to die testing Neuralink.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
an absolutely
That's
brilliant
definitely,
project.
yeah. We're not saying that at all.
Yeah, no, no, no.
So if
But
you had
you
to
know,
choose between android, alien, or human in a metaverse, what would you be?
Android, alien, or human, like as a skin, or how do
As
you mean?
like your identity, whether it's
Yeah, my
neuralinked up
identity.
or whatever, you know?
I just gotta go. I gotta go with human, man. Once again, this might sound douchey, but I freaking love myself, man. Like there's nothing to escape from right here.
Yeah, it's all self love. It's all the oh, you know, the gears turning and the beautiful mess we call it.
Exactly, exactly. That's exactly it. Hold on, man. I want to throw a question your way real quick
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure,
actually wrote down some questions for you.
for sure, man.
Because I was interested to dive into the young a little bit as well. Man, we've actually almost touched upon all these things. We'll take a simple one. What are you bullish on at the moment? We literally touched upon everything else naturally. I love it.
Yeah, I'm super bullish on I'm super bullish on humans, bro. I'm super bullish on community that I'm building here. I think the best
Beautiful.
ROI is when you invest in people. That's why I try to give my gas fees away. I try to help people and buy people's art on Twitter that shill it. And I'm
Yeah.
just trying to, you know, invest in people. Projects I've always be bullish on, you know, Illuvium and Star Atlas and Gods and Chain, Immutable X, NBA Top Shot. But I really value the friends I have because there's not a lot of people that like kind of get way my brain works out in the real world. So it's really cool
Yeah.
to find it home in the meta.
Isn't that such a weird disconnect though, man? I actually love I seriously, dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. That was freaking awesome. And that's why I'm happy to be here, bro. But isn't that where there's such a huge disconnect between this space and the real world sometimes? And anybody in the world who's in crypto has experienced this, where we're in this 24/7, and then you go to somebody that you think's like really smart in the real world, and you try to explain to them what you do, and you just get a blank face, zero understanding, and you feel like a crazy person sometimes. You know what I mean?
I know what
And
you mean
and
for sure.
and with like Illuvium and that sort of thing, like how do you explain to grandma or your girlfriend that you're going to be making money playing a video game and it's on the blockchain, or what the blockchain is? Like there's a huge disconnect there, and that's why I love this community, and maybe that's why the community is such a strong, beautiful community, because we're all just super happy to be vibing with each other and being
Dude.
able to share this beautiful experience together,
Yeah,
you know?
we're all a bunch of stars in the galaxy, but when we come together, we're a constellation. So this is what we're going at. This is a viewpoint, a vantage point to be like, yo, we stamped our essence in time. We did the right thing. You know, the age of Aquarius took us in the right direction, and
Yes, sir.
you know, we became netizens, but we still had our humanity. And I think that is what excites me. Creating that cyberpunk club, that cyberpunk future is like what I
Yeah.
constantly look forward to.
Yes, sir. Do you mind if I take like a 30-second pee break, man? I am,
Do
as
that.
the
I
Irish
already
would
know,
say,
bro. 2 beers in,
bursting,
there's got to
bursting.
be a beer break.
Yes, yes. I'm down to keep this train going, man. Like I said, I'm loving this conversation. 30 seconds.
For sure. I'll get to the chat. Someone said the new Doom movie looking amazing. Well, I got that already. Um, Hold on, guys. We got a little philosophy talk. But the channel is growing. So if you tell your grandma, tell your friend, someone complimented me that I was Giovanni. No, guys, we're all a part of Team Rocket or whatever team it is. What's up with my Feta chat? I'm using my phone because I don't have 3 monitors. Feta.tv / young content. But I love you guys. I really appreciate you being here and watching this through. I know Goldie especially had a long day. Yeah, man, it's been a fun conversation and learning about this game. I'm so bullish on Illuvium now. It's serious, and it has the word ill in it. I have my brand Ill Glory. You can't beat it. You cannot beat it. And we're going up regardless. Jeremy, all of this. We'll probably wrap it up in the next 10 minutes because I do have to eat. But keep your questions coming. Any last questions you have for Jeremy Stormsky, Jeremy Love, or Stormy Love? I'm always going to say that, but it's going to be good. This is also going on YouTube. Make sure you follow me at Young Show. Follow him at Jeremy Stormsky. Follow Illuvium at illuvium.io or just Illuvium on Twitter. And we're going to be bringing you some really cool content coming up. Hopefully, Jeremy comes back for more. What is Amy, a boy or a girl?
I think she's a girl. I'm gonna say like 98% sure.
And she's an Axie OG?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Axie OG, and also Amy, I think one of her unappreciated facets, let's say, is she's like a charts master. You know, she's really good at kind of, if like I'm the history philosophy guy, she's like the technical nitty gritty sort of charty girl, you know. So like we really balance each other out that way, and I'm super happy that we're like the community council members, so to say. Jer Amy, as we've been called.
Nice. Did you have a lot of success in shitcoin flipping?
No, dude, I sucked at shitcoin flipping, to be honest. And I think once again it's because it just wasn't my jam, man. Like even with DeFi, like I love DeFi and it makes sense to me, but it doesn't grab me by the balls, so to say, like NFTs and the metaverse and gaming and DAO and all of this stuff goes. So if I'm not passionate about it, man, it has a hard time keeping my interest, and I have a hard time getting good at it, if that makes sense.
What do you feel about like influencer gurus that say stuff like, hey, you know, I founded NFTs, and do you think there should be some type of credit to the OGs in this NFT world where it's like, hey, you know, there was a massive wave of people that love this stuff before mainstream adoption happened?
I mean, absolutely, man. Like if you were one of the people that drove the technology throughout the huge dip in sort of crypto slumber, let's say, then like you were literally a torchbearer who bore the torch to the new generation, you know. And I think it was Jake, what's the coin founder guy's name?
Jake the Snake.
I don't think it's Jake the Snake. Jake Bruckham or something like that. He was on the Delphi podcast recently. Absolutely brilliant guy though, and he was saying, you know, like during crypto winter, the sort of goal was to educate and inform, and now that we're back in the bull, it's to, you know, make money again. But I think those guys deserve the credit of keeping the flame alive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. What was your first Gods Unchained card? Was it Trial of the Gods or Genesis?
It was Genesis.
Nice, you're in Genesis?
Like, I was in Genesis.
Fucking
yeah,
legend.
OGGU. It was actually the first.
Screw the first card. What's your favorite card?
My favorite card. Well, hold on. I actually know the first card though.
Okay, cool.
So it was like the first pack I opened. My brother-in-law gave me the money. Shout out to Sonny Ego. He gave me the money for the pack, and I opened the pack, and it was something Inquisitor. I forget the exact name of the card. But it was a diamond, you know, in my first pack.
Wow.
And that's what hooked me, man. I was like, oh, like it was just instant Pokemon got me, you know. Dude. But I'd say my favorite deck in Genesis days was War. I was a big War player.
Myself. Nice. I'm a big Deception player. I only play Deception. Only play Deception. Only. Still to this day.
Beautiful.
I'm really committed to Ludia, and it's gonna go down in history that I stuck to my guns. I know you have to be a really great multi-deck player, or net deck, but I find
I don't
myself
believe that.
building
I
my
don't believe that.
custom deck. I'm trying to build the perfect god deck.
Really?
And
No, man. I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I say. That's my Southernism coming out there.
are
Southern
you
boy, first and foremost.
from where?
So I say Southern boy. I was born. I've actually been all over the place, man. I was born out in Idaho, lived in Wyoming until I was 13, but then from 13 to 18, I lived in Arkansas. And
Nice.
so when I usually call Arkansas home, but since then I've lived in Paris and New York City and Ireland, obviously. So
Do,
I've
do,
been.
do you ever think you'll find love in the NFT space as far as your soulmate, NFT collector, just chat room admin?
Man, I don't know. Like, can one wish for such a cherry on top of already such an incredible journey? You know, is that
I know.
hubristic? Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. I don't have these answers.
Yeah.
But hey, if the
It's very
gods do
paramount.
truly smile, yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna take what I've gotten so far and not ask too more, so to say.
Speaking of what you gotten so far, my brother, I have a date with Destiny. We have. I'm just gonna wrap this up. I
Perfect.
really was an honor to have you on the show. I learned so much. I am so content and grateful to have you on here. I think it's one of my best shows. You're very poised and just a loving soul for the NFT space, and it's an honor I felt like I became better listening to you talk about this whole space.
Bro, it was super fun, man. It exceeded all my expectations. Not that I had any, anyways. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I know it's definitely been in the back of my head since we started touching bases on the Discord. So I'm glad we finally got to make it happen, brother. Get me in that top shot sniper. Let's make this happen again as well. I'd love to be back on, man. Whenever you have something where you could crab me in,
For
always happy to
sure.
be back.
You're definitely gonna be in there by like in an hour. But what are you looking forward to this final month of or the month of April in your life and in Illuvium?
Good question, man. April, you know what? April is kind of, I have a lot of opportunities, or I have a big opportunity coming to fruition in April, I think. Like I said, I've been interning at Delphi Digital, so I'm hoping April might see me move more permanently into Delphi. I hope if any of the boys are
Abracadabra.
watching. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully, man, that's like right now my dream job, like to work at a VC like that, and just like the guys there are all just incredible, man. It's been the best experience ever. So I hope April is like my month of good fortune where all of my sort of crypto um, knots get tied, so to say,
For real.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, your
What
ley
about you, man?
lines, my
Let's talk.
brother, are strong. Your stars are aligning. I need you
Yes,
to
sir.
give the people. We always do this. You're in the dojo.
Of course.
Give them
Yes,
some
sir.
sensei wisdom. All right, give them some nugget that will completely, um, just just make themselves a better version in a sense. You know, whether that's hey, buy this shitcoin or whatever.
No, forget about that, man. Forget about the shit coins. We've touched upon this. We keep touching upon it, man. And I think this is why the conversation was so freaking awesome and beautiful. Um, know thyself. Yeah. And it's as simple as that, Always follow your heart. And this is like, it's so cheesy, but we all know it's true. Know thyself, follow your heart. Don't FOMO. Always be learning, always be growing, always be happy to burn things down and fail because that's when we are the phoenix and we rise again. So, guys,
Wow,
love yourself. That's it.
that's huge. That's huge, guys. My word of advice is his word of advice. We are reflections. That's it. You're looking in a mirror. Two mustache bros, Mario and Luigi, dominating the NFT space, but also keeping it content. So live the dream, eat ice cream. You want to mute real quick, music portion, and I'm going to talk to you after. It was great having you on, Jeremy.
Thank you very much, Young.
My ride, run my city. Okay, G Wiz got it.
Yeah,
Hey yo, Ren,
yeah,
turn that up.
yeah, 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 yeah. I know it's plenty of people. Pray you don't let them deceive you. They come around when they need you. Won't make a sound when they leave you. I had had to fight to get freedom. Had to escape all the evil. This life ain't nothing to breeze through. No matter what, gotta be true. I gotta be true. I gotta be true. Ooh, I gotta be true. I gotta be true.